Breaking into Fox weather, Tropical Storm Bertha has strengthened in the Gulf of America. We are now looking at our second named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. Bertha will continue its trek west, and we are going to monitor this system over the course of the next several days this week. As of 8 o'clock this evening, Bertha strengthening. The NOAA hurricane hunters finding flight level winds that are supportive of a tropical storm. 40-mile-per-hour winds is the intensity, and it is slowly moving to the west-northwest at 3 miles per hour. So the hurricane hunters, they are in this storm right now, and that's what makes this update so critical, right? We've been awaiting this intensity pretty much all day from Bertha, but it is now, as we clock in at the end of this evening, that the hurricane hunters, as they continue their flights through tonight, they have made their first pass. And so this is NOAA's flight. They are at an altitude about 10,000 feet. They took off out of Lakeland, and they made their way down to the southwest and then continued up through the center of that system. And that is where we found those flight level winds that were supportive of that tropical storm status. And the hurricane hunters, they will continue that flight and their low-level data collection over the course of the next several hours. They're making their way up to what we consider the dirty side of the storm on the northeast quadrant, and they're going to make their way back around, do a couple passes. Not the only flight out there. The Air Force also making their way into Bertha. They just took off out of Biloxi. They are flying much lower into this system at an altitude around 2,000 feet, again doing a low-level data collection. And this is where we are going to continue to monitor that data, see how it comes back. What does the pressure look like consistently through this storm? What is the wind speeds looking like, especially with some of those bands? For the Air Force, they haven't exactly made it into the center of Bertha just yet. We can actually follow their data in real time. So you can see here's them taking off, likely bumping into a couple thunderstorms at those outer bands. Nice clearing, and then pretty sustained now with those winds, but you can see the uphill climb here as they are approaching what is the center of Bertha, and that trajectory is getting up to tropical storm force. So they'll likely continue to verify that strengthening and intensity as they make their pass through the center and continue their collection over the course of the next few hours. So a lot of the strongest thunderstorm development with Bertha has been sheared to the south side of the storm. And I think that's what's been so interesting. Also, to that movement now west-northwest, beginning to make that turn in the Gulf that we are anticipating as Bertha is forecast to continue to make its way up along near the coastline. And perhaps the question will be, how close to land does this get? And some of the model consensus has come together that we'll be tracking Bertha through Wednesday before potentially after midweek it does make a brush with land. And then from there forth, we start to see this system have more of an influence with the coast, but also to more of an influence with wind shear that knocks down its overall growth. But the 3D picture of this, I always love this view. You can see those thunderstorms kind of billowing. The wind shear knocking those storms down to the south has also been important with kind of keeping this kind of disheveled look, but some of those storms now being able to build closer to the center, perhaps a brief window where that wind shear has lightened up. That's really all it takes up to this point. And then we will continue to see where it goes from here, knowing that by midweek, wind shear will continue to increase, and that dry air is often going to have an influence. But it was a slow progression, right? Lifting up from the south, doing a little bit of a loop-de-loop here, and is now beginning its turn. And it'll be interesting to see if those thunderstorms on the south side want to tug this circulation a little farther south, or if those low-level winds ultimately want to continue to steer this up to the north. But in the short term, we are watching now Tropical Storm Bertha. Some of those bands continue along the coast. No changes with our alerts. We still have tropical storm watches up along the coast from the panhandle of Florida all the way over to the far eastern coast of Louisiana.